Welcome to this episode of Inside PTI. Today we are going to talk about single band versus dual band applications of nitrogen on the planter. And we do apply nitrogen on the planter at PTI. It's one of the more successful nitrogen programs that we use to grow high yielding corn. It's very effective. And we apply nitrogen through a planter attachment called Conceal. Conceal is a knife that sits inside of the gauge wheel of the planter, and we can apply nitrogen on one side or both sides of the corn row. And you see these blue lines on the screen. This is where we're applying, in my case, 32% UAN nitrogen. And the question of the day is, do I need both streams of nitrogen here, as you see in the screen, or can I get by with just one, single band versus dual band? Here's a video of how Conceal works. You see that gauge wheel with the cutout right in the middle of it. That's where the knife sits. And as we set the planter down in the field, we engage that knife in the ground, and that's where we start applying nitrogen. And this placement is 3 inches over from where the corn seed is in the furrow, and typically I'll run 1.5 inches deep. And if I'm planting corn 2 inches in depth, this is a 1/2 inch shallower. But again, 3 inches over. And I can go single band or I can go both sides for dual band. The blue circles you see on the graph or the picture here, show that placement of nitrogen, and this does represent a dual band. And I guess I'm wondering, in what situations does a single band work better? In which situations would I rather have a dual band application? So that is the question of the day, single band versus dual band. And I want to take you back 2 years. I want to talk about data in 2019, 2020, where we're looking at single band versus dual band. And here's how I'm setting it up. I'm running 50% of my total nitrogen needs on the planter. No other nitrogen has been applied. 50% of my total N through Conceal, either as a dual band or as a single band. What do those rates look like? Anywhere from, say, 25 to 35 gallon per acre. That's the kind of load we're looking at in the single band versus dual band. Over the last 2 years, our 50% rates of nitrogen through Conceal, single band, dual band wins by 7.1 bushel per acre. Okay, dual band is actually beating the single band. And again, I'll go back. We're running rates per acre, 25 to 35 gallon per acre, somewhere right in that range depending on crop rotation. The 7.1 bushel gain that dual band has, let's take it times the price of corn and look at revenue here. Now we're bringing in over $26 per acre by implementing the dual band, both bands of nitrogen near the corn plant versus just a single. So that has added up pretty quickly. So today's Inside PTI agronomy tip of the day is Conceal applied dual band nitrogen has offered us some nice yield increases at the PTI farm of nearly 7.1 bushel per acre compared to single band. These yield gains times the price of corn have resulted in increased revenue of over $26 an acre. So it adds up pretty quickly. Remember the rates per acre that I'm using in that 50% scenario, 50% of my nitrogen on the planter, and then I come back with 50% rates in a side dress. That means I'm running 26 to 34 gallon per acre of 32 on the planter. Okay, again, as a single or a dual band. A good rule of thumb, really in my opinion, for dual band versus single band is consideration for total gallons. Okay, and so I think as rates climb at or above 20 gallon to the acre, I think that's where dual band application of nitrogen's got a great fit. However, if your rates are lower than 20 gallon, I think a single band would be appropriate, and it's not going to slow us down a bit. So that's kind of how we look at it at the PTI farm. If you've got any questions about anything we've talked about today, you can do one of two things. Number one, reach out to any Precision Planting Premier dealer. They'd love to talk to you about single and dual band applications of nitrogen. Or secondly, send us an email at InsidePTI@precisionplanting.com, and we'd love to answer any questions you have there. That's all the time we have for today. We will see you on the next episode of Inside PTI. Thanks for watching.